And I'm now, in a moment, I'm going to hand over Zorana Maravic from the CEO of Digestive Cancers Europe to give us the way forward and to tell us how DiCE sees itself and patient organizations, citizens groups in helping to shape that. So Zorana, please, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Tamsin. And I would like to thank all the speakers, all the panelists, and also the audience, because I know that we are all equally passionate to see fewer people suffer from colorectal cancer. I have taken a lot of notes and our work will continue. There is room for improvement. And as Dr. Basu said, we need to do something. We cannot neglect screening. Otherwise, we will see the increase in colorectal cancer mortality, which can go to double digits according to some publications that I have seen. There is hope that we will see the improvements with all the work that has been planned under the Beating Cancer Plan, led by the great champions such as Health Commissioner Kyriakides and Mr. Ryan. But to save lives, we need to have formal population programs implemented properly in member states. So my 3 key points. First, we believe that the role of patient organization should be a central one, and that our expertise and first-hand experience should be key in the debate and serve as a base for finding practical solutions. Although the role of patient organizations is recognized in the Beating Cancer Plan and Becker report, we urge the European Commission to increasingly involve patient organizations together with other stakeholders in identifying current gaps and to provide support, insights, and expertise. We need to work all together. Second, I think this was highlighted that we need to work with local politicians to make sure that there are more funds for cancer prevention to ensure screening programs are sustainable and robust to run under any circumstances, especially in those countries with the increasing incidence and mortality rates. And thirdly, we need more campaigns to educate citizens, as mentioned during one of the panels, to improve their awareness on colorectal cancer, as well as other cancer, and to motivate them to participate in screening programs. And again, we feel this should be a unified effort. From our end, next March, we will run our annual European Colorectal Cancer Awareness Campaign together with our member organizations to improve citizens' awareness on the signs and symptoms of colorectal cancer, as well as the importance of early colorectal cancer diagnosis and screening programs. Finally, we look forward to viewing the updated Council recommendations on cancer screening next year, and we will continue to participate on various events to share the experience and information. And I hope to see you all at the 3rd edition of Colorectal Cancer Screening Summit, maybe, or hopefully we will have some better results to report. At the end, I would like to thank DiCE team for a great effort of putting together this event, to Julia Barenghi, our policy manager, and also Tamsin, thank you for doing a great job again this year. Over to you, Tamsin.
Thank you very much, Zorana. And as you say, we've come to the end of the 2nd colorectal cancer screening summit, and we, like last year, it was extremely valuable to hear how each country has addressed the specific challenges they found in their environment and where there's opportunities for learning and what can be delivered. And just to sum up, today we spoke about some of the barriers. We heard about cultural behavioral issues, and we started with that fantastic message from Samo Podgornik, the patient representative from Slovenia, who explained his own journey and how he's now an ambassador and goes out and speaks to people and helps people understand what might happen and what would screening be involved and how it's dealt with. So the cultural and behavioral barriers that exist and the role of patient groups is really key here. We discussed again today some of the legal and the administrative issues, particularly talking about the issues of GDPR, making sure that in some countries the data is lost, we don't have follow-up, there is institutional barriers. Sometimes you have to go and get your test, other times it's sent to you, and we've heard what works better, what doesn't. We talked about, some of the technical issues about moving towards the fit test and how that has an impact. We also talked about some of the institutional financial barriers that might exist in terms of the way things are reimbursed, the investment required to set up a system that manages both screening and diagnostics in connection. And we've also heard the cost benefit analysis, how clear it is. If it's caught early, if we screen it, we have much better. We have a 30% increase in 5-year survival that was shown by one of the country's experience. And also as a result of the pandemic in the 3 key areas where we have screening for cancer, so that's cervical cancer, breast cancer and colorectal cancer, the gaps caused by COVID-19's delays to the screening, the greatest impact will be on colorectal cancer. So as the pandemic continues to drag on and affect our health systems, it's very clear we need to have some focus on addressing that gap that is going to start widening in our screening processes. So thank you for discussing all of these issues. I personally learned a lot, and I'm sure you did, and I'm delighted that our speakers didn't just speak, but they actively engaged with the audience, answering questions that were put in through the chat. That's the best of how technology works. So thank you all. Please check the DiCE website for the recordings of today, the report, and some of the PowerPoints that were shared by the participants. Thank you, stay safe, and see you next year.